Well, hello, everybody. My name is Liz, and this is Nicole, and we are Haute Dokimazo, and we thank you so much for joining us today. You know, we normally travel the world and see all sorts of cool places, so we thought we would go to the weirdest place of all, Los Angeles, and see how the locals live.
Yes. And we all know that you can't travel out, the world without having a good hair day. And so I know that a lot of you are here with pandemic hair emergencies or questions or just anything. And we also have beard and men's hair care tips as well. And so the man of the hour, Marco Pelusi, is live in Hollywood.
Hello, Marco.
Hey, terrific. I'm the masked man right now, because I'm outside and we've got to be masked up these days. But as the lady said, I make a mask look good. And I just, as a tip right off the bat, if you're going to be doing a Zoom presentation or if you're going to have to get on Zoom, get a mask that's tighter fitting. There's my first tip of the day. If you've got a pen, because
Yes.
I got a lot of response from you guys just immediately signing on today that you like the way my mask looks. And the reason why is because it's a tighter fitting mask. The looser ones are fun and they're easier to breathe, but they're not as good of a look as the tighter
I see. You want that tight jawline to come across as solid on-air talent.
It probably
Also,
make you look like you got one chin and not two. So that's good.
That's true. It brings everything up. And then for the guys, it's sort of like offsets and makes the beard look really cool if you have a beard.
Right.
But anyway, without further ado, welcome to Robertson. I'll do like a little panorama, whatever that is. And you can see Robertson. We're right here in West Hollywood on Robertson Boulevard. And you can see our coffee shop. We've got some outdoor restaurant action going on here in the Celebrity Central. And then I'm standing right outside my very front door with my little logo here. I'm happy to say that I grew up in the hair industry back east. My family has a chain of 12 salons in Pennsylvania. And when I was a kid, in my early 20s, I worked with a hair color company. And I created hair color at the lab and taught hairdressers who were twice my age how to do hair. And that's what led me to LA. And I worked in-house at a hair color company here in LA for a while as a teacher. And then I launched my own product in my own salon. And I work on a lot of celebrities. I still teach in the hair industry. I'm going to be teaching an online class on Monday to hairstylists about telling them how to correct hair that hasn't been colored for months, or for those of you that have been off using the box color for months. So we've got to train our hairdressers on how to deal with pandemic hair. But today is all about you guys and what you guys can do at home with the pandemic hair. So, we'll go ahead.
Marco, that is so cool. I love that you're training the stylists how to fix our terrible mistakes we've made over 8 months. That is incredible.
I may have cut my hair with food scissors. I will not confirm.
Hair is not meat, Nicole.
Well, welcome.
Thank God it's curly. I gave myself layers.
Well, listen, I want to welcome you guys to my salon. I've got clients here, and everybody's got their private and exclusive little session. So I've still got my mask on because we have to have our masks on at the salon. And you can see behind me, we've got our beautiful front desk with our flowers and new arts. And then I'll pan around this way, and we have 4 stations up front, people doing hair, and it's an exciting morning here in Los Angeles. And then behind me here is our glorious shampoo area. And then I've got a restroom over here. And I'm doing a TV thing. So, yeah.
You're being famous.
You know what? You weren't. I'm telling everybody. So I'm so happy to have had this salon for so long. And I'm really happy to be with you guys today. And
so I have an etiquette question.
Yeah, please go ahead and ask
in the old days, when I'd go to a salon with my mom, she would always drop a couple dollars in the little jar for the shampoo person. But now, like, I don't carry cash. And then I feel guilty because I didn't put dollars in. But then when I put money on the tip at the end, does that go to the shampoo person, or do I need to go get cash?
That's a really good question. And you know what? I actually can take my mask off because, because I'm not around anybody. Kind of why I wanted to get back here. This is my station where I work back here. I have a couple people that I can do at a time, although not as much right now. That's a really good question about the tipping. I think it's a matter of just taking care of when you are at the desk, say, I'd like to allocate a certain amount to the shampoo person and a certain amount to the stylist.
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you.
I don't think you have to worry about.
My other challenge nowadays is that my stylist is my salon owner. And so do you still tip the same level? Do you tip more? How does that work?
Well, you know, typically salon owners don't accept tips.
Oh.
So, you know, it's a nice thing to do, but it's not a necessity.
Okay.
Because you're owning. I'm going to sit down with y'all in my office and talk to you a little bit about hair, and that way I can be unmasked to really dig in and answer all the questions.
Awesome.
And to answer your question now, salon owners really don't typically accept tips, and you don't have to, but it's a nice thing. You know, if you want to, you can, especially because now things are tough and it's kind of a rough economy right now. So if you're able to maybe just tip a little bit, but you know what? A nice thing to do for a stylist might be to just buy a product from them instead of tipping, because you will get a good recommendation from your stylist on what products are good for your hair. And that might be a nice option for you guys, is who are listening, is to just, you know, it's like a little hair care for yourself and an educated gift for yourself, and something you can do at home, and a way to support the salon as well, instead of buying it at a large retailer, which they may not need the sale as much as the stylist or the salon does. Or if you don't want to buy a product, what you could do is just, if you like the service, send them another person. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing you can do too, is Alyssa liked our comment. She said that was great advice.
I agree. It was great. Amazing. Well, so the last time we met you was during our Age of Conversation Summit, where Nicole dyed her hair live on Zoom because she was going a little different color than her normal, beautiful black. So Nicole, how did it hold up? I know that you didn't do box color. I know you did like real, you got your stylist to give you color. How'd it go? Uh-oh, Nicole froze. Oh, no.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm like, internet. I can answer, but it's really Nicole. Well, you know, we had a blast doing Nicole's hair. Yep. We had a blast doing Nicole's hair. It was so much fun. And, you know, I know we're going to get to talking about, if you want, Liz, we can talk right now about tips on how to color your own hair and all that, if you'd like.
That would be awesome. Let's do that.
Let's do it. Yeah, because, you know, a lot of you who are listening, men or women, maybe not so much, but the women who are listening, what I would recommend, if you are going to color your own hair, when you get that box color, just mainly look at me and think about if you're on a Zoom call, which is mostly how we're communicating with people these days, or FaceTime or Skype, try to really focus around the root area, around the parts, or around the temple area when you're coloring your own hair. Like, don't worry about, you know, getting the back of the head. Most people, first of all, if you have gray hair, usually 9 times out of 10, there's not that much gray in the back. So if you really are worried about covering gray, just mostly take the color and focus mostly in the focal areas around the front and the sides. And don't worry about dragging the color all the way through the hair. Just focus on that new growth. And it actually is preferable to leave the color off of the rest of your hair, because you might get a different result in that area, if you will.
Awesome. So right now we are optimizing for our on-screen presence and just get the front around your face.
Absolutely. And just along those same lines, talking about Zoom calls, and we're all on Zoom right now, I wanted to talk a little bit about, to the ladies, we're going to talk about guys' hair too, though. So guys, don't hang up. listen in. But as far as the ladies go for styling, if you've got gray roots and you haven't been able to color your hair or get to a salon, or if you're afraid to go to a salon, which I understand that is possible right now. I never thought I would say that, but we're in the middle of a pandemic. If you've got some gray roots coming in and you have to do a Zoom call, then part your hair on the opposite side, maybe where there's less gray, if you part on one side and there's more gray exposed, maybe try the other or try the middle. And don't pull your hair back too tight, because if you pull the hair back too tight, you might, first of all, it's not good for the hair. FYI, health tip for the hair, not good to pull the hair back too tight, but also you might expose even more of the grays. So rather, ladies, leave your hair down for these Zoom calls so that you can have little pieces kind of face framing so that you don't expose some of the gray. And if you have curly hair, that's terrific too, because you could wear your hair even wavier or curlier, and that actually masks grays as well. That's actually a really good tool for all of you. If you haven't been able to color your hair, or if you're waiting to get to your stylist, instead of trying to color it yourself, if you don't want to, you could actually just wear your hair curly and use a good leave-in conditioner. I happen to make a wonderful leave-in conditioner that works great on the curls. A lot of you guys, I think, who are on the call probably ordered it last time, but a nice leave-in is good to plump up a few curls, and wearing the curls and the waves helps sort of mask that regrowth or that gray area. Were you going to say something, Liz?
Well, my question is, the messy bun that we all defaulted to over all of our Zoom calls, that's actually not good for my hair?
The messy bun is a great idea, and we may even vary what you do with the styling so that you're not the same on Zoom every single time. And my recommendation for a messy bun, it looks like Nicole got back on too, which is cool. Hi, Nicole. A messy bun is just what you said, the word messy. So try to pull it back looser.
Loosely,
because A, that's like you're doing, Liz, like looser. A, that's better for the health of the hair. And this is for guys too. Guys, if you have long hair, please don't pull your hair back too tight in a ponytail, men and women, over the years, because that'll really contribute to hair loss. So pull it back in the messy bun and leave it loose. And then, like I was saying, maybe with the messy bun, maybe you can leave a few pieces out around the bangs or around the, and I think we had a question from the crowd about bangs. We'll talk about bangs cutting later, but yeah, you could pull it back, just do it loose and leave a few pieces hanging out around the face.
I use French pins for my curly hair. I don't know if anyone else, you can get these at Target to put my hair up in a bun. Just saying.
What's a French pin, Leah? Show it.
It looks like, it's hard to, can you see it?
Oh, it's like a murderous weapon.
Pretty much. I use 2 in my hair.
Beautiful. I worked really hard as a kid to figure out how to make a pencil hold my bun in place, but it doesn't work anymore for some reason.
Leah, are the pins, are they tight? Are they a lot of tension?
Yes, they do. And for my hair, I have super thick curly hair. It takes 2 to hold it up. So I usually crisscross them in a bun like this. I look like Wolverine right now too. So just, here you go, guys. But yeah, so these are great. And I got them at Target. So just FYI.
One of the things I'm always going to be, you guys had me on, and I'm giving you the honest God's truth here about hair, and we want to have the longevity. Just like with diet, we want to focus on good diet, good lifestyle. We want to be around a while, 20, 30 years or longer with really good hair. And just be aware when something's really tight, if you put some, guys and gals, if you pull your hair back and it's tight and you can feel it on your head, chances are that's not a good thing for the hair or the scalp, because you're applying a lot of tension. Now, the only exception to that rule might be somebody like you, Leah, if you have just so much hair and you don't mind losing some, by all means, pull it back tight, go for it. I mean, I've had a lot of hair over the years and I've lost some hair, and I'm actually glad, because I had so much hair that it was hard to deal with. So some of that actually is a good idea. But in general, we just want to kind of be a little looser with the hair. And then even along with that, we want to be careful with shampooing, and we want to be selecting good products for our hair and maintaining the health of our hair and our hair coloring as well.
So you mentioned though diet. I want to hear a little bit about what foods make my hair the most healthy.
Absolutely. Let's talk diet. This is also a big thing. When you have an issue with your hair, and I just was on the phone Desiree, who I think is connected to your group. And we were talking about different health tips for the hair. And you could go and take biotin, which is a good suggestion. You could write that down. You could start exercising. You could start shampooing better. But my point to Desiree when I spoke about this was, don't do too many things at one time. Try one or two things at first, and then for several months, and see how it goes. Then you'll have a better gauge for what's working or what's not. If you change your diet, start taking biotin, change all the products you're using, and change up so much, you won't be able to know what's helping or what's hurting. So if you want to change a product, great, let me know. I'd love to help you guys out with products, but maybe just try one or two products. Like, don't try 6 different products, because you won't actually know what's working. Just like if you have a health problem, it's kind of the same thing. You don't want to go out and try 6 different doctors. Try one doctor, see how it goes, get a good medical workup, and then if you don't like that, then try someone else. So, but with that, I'd love to give you some diet tips. If you've got your pens and paper going, this is some general tips. You guys can write these down and just try them. And biotin is something that's already found in your multivitamin. So if you're taking a multivitamin, great. You always want to check with your doctor first before you do anything supplementing. It's always a good idea. But biotin you can also get individually, and you can take it in capsule or capsule form. And a lot of women I know have really relied on that. I do know a couple of men that have taken it too, and they feel that over time it thickens the hair. Now, these kinds of things, you're not going to start taking biotin and see hair regrowing all over, but it might help scalp circulation. So try to find biotin. And biotin is also found naturally in eggs. So there's your first diet tip is, and it's a little challenging here because eggs have cholesterol, right? But the Heart Association now actually, I believe, is allowing a certain percentage of egg yolk every day. So you could check out some egg yolk and, be limited and try it in moderation, but go ahead and try it out. And there's biotin in the egg yolk. And also there's omega-3s. The omega-3s are found in walnuts, and they're found in spinach, and they're found in everybody's favorite, I think, fish, salmon. Omega-3s, actually, I shouldn't even just limit it to omega-3s. I'll take a look later and get you more info, but the omegas in general are really good. And thanks for including all this in your chat. You guys, all the information I'm relaying to you is being relayed to you in your chat. So that's brilliant. Omegas, like from fish, are really good for the health of the hair, and they're actually found in spinach. And by the way, spinach, believe it or not, there's actually protein found in spinach. And spinach protein is really good for the hair. So any kind of protein you can eat. Again, you got to be cognizant of that too, because you don't want to be eating huge amounts of red meat, maybe because it causes cholesterol. But protein is good for the hair.
Can we just start a rumor that kale is bad for the hair, so kale goes away?
I got to be honest with you, just on a personal note, I've never been a huge fan of kale.
No, it's gross. Tell everyone it's bad for the hair, please.
What I will tell you? I will tell you, Liz, that kale is difficult to digest.
See, there you go. It's problem from the start.
Not an easy one to digest. I'd rather go for the spinach, those kind of things. Those are better for the hair. And I know everybody claimed kale was like this huge superfood, but it's not on the list. It's not on my list for hair.
Agreed.
Any other questions about the diet or anything like that? Because we can talk about what to do if your hair's been neglected, is dry. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So why don't we go from food to the health if you have this dry hair?
First of all, by changing your diet, you might even notice a difference, or by adding a little more protein into the diet, you might even start to see your hair's health is better. But in general, we're getting into the winter months now, and no matter where you are, you might be experiencing colder temps or drier temperatures indoors if you're experiencing heat, if you have to turn the heat on. So all that stuff is kind of wreaking havoc on the hair. And so a good option is to do a deep conditioning treatment. And a lot of you, you're just not able to get to the salon right now. So if it's been neglected, go ahead and maybe on a day off, just shampoo your hair in the shower, squeeze all the shampoo out. apply a little bit of the deep conditioner, and then take a hot, damp towel, wring it out so it's not soaking wet, and wrap it around your head. It's a really good look, you guys. It just looks fantastic. And then sit like that for 30 minutes and then rinse it out. And if you just do that once a week, you'll even notice a difference in your hair. Or even if you don't have time for that, maybe a quicker version of that might be in the shower daily. You could shampoo, rinse, and then put conditioner on and leave it in for 3 to 5 minutes. Even if you do that daily, if you don't have time for the deep conditioning one, a little more time with conditioner and adding a little bit of heat. And I do make some wonderful conditioning products. By the way, we're offering a special for you guys just for this group. It's Marco 15% on my website. So if you want to go and grab a product, we got a discount for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
so the haircut questions. I know we had a question. Let's start with the on the girls, the bangs.
You know,
dare we do it ourselves?
Yeah. Okay. So remember how I was saying earlier, great question, about with when you pull your hair back in a ponytail and not to have it too much, not to pull it too tight or to do too much tension.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good general note to write down when cutting your own hair. Don't pull it too much when you're cutting it, because some of you
shrink anyway when it dries, right?
Absolutely. If you pull your, especially the bangs, if you add a lot of tension or pull a lot of tension down on the bang, then it's going to shrink up and be a lot shorter than you thought it was. Especially those of you with curly hair, you'll really notice it, but anybody will notice it. So if you're going to approach your hair and you want to cut it, and you want to trim the bangs, maybe just like let the bangs be loose or let it sit there, and then just take the little shear and just kind of just lightly chip in a little bit. Less is more. You know, you don't want to do any straight across stuff like with the bang. Like, don't take the scissors this way on your bang. If you have to do it yourself, you know, go in with the scissors like a little here, a little there. You could even do it like literally while you don't have to hold the hair with one hand. You can go in kind of free form, and less is more. So less is more. No tension, no pulling, and no straight lines with bangs. That'll help you a lot, right?
Okay, Brian has a good question. So toddler boys bangs.
Yeah, what's the question? How to do toddler boys bangs?
Well, yeah, I don't know if you do kids as much, maybe the child actors or whatever it might be, but any advice on cutting young boys bangs?
First, do you hold them down with duct tape? Like, do you have to tie them to the chair, or?
You know, I will tell you that my approach with kids is, this is kind of a psychological thing, but when they're in my chair, I try to really respect them and almost like treat them like real people, and just be extraordinarily calm. I mean, my whole energy just gets so calm. And it's like that whole thing. This is like a parenting class now, like firm with a smile. It's like the calmer you can be and have a smile, but yet it's like, we're going to get this done. Like, you're going to say, and coping statements like, it's just going to be a few more minutes. Oh, you're doing such a good job. You're doing such a great job. You are so well behaved. The parents there too, you can say, your kids are so well behaved. Coping statements like that, or it's only going to be a few more minutes. You know, it's kind of like when the doctor gives you a shot and it hurts. It's that same psychology behind it. It's like, don't worry, it's going to be over soon, even though they know it's going to not be over soon. And with kids' hair, when they start to move, pull the scissors away. So, and I do that with people whenever I'm cutting them. If anybody starts to move, just pull the scissors away, and wait, and they will get still again. I don't know if that answers your question, but those are my approaches.
So Brian, how long is the front of your son's hair? Like, what are you trying? Are you actually cutting bangs, or is it a straight up haircut?
It's more just a straight up haircut, but like, it's what to do in the front, because like, I mean, I literally just looked at videos for how to cut their
other hair. Is it like that Floby video? Because that's
but
the only one I know about.
It's more like, because most of the time when I cut it, it is straight. So it's like how to make it not that straight line that my wife hates.
Well, that was kind of what I was saying a minute ago too, about don't put the scissors in like this. I would lift the hair up and set the bangs on your hand, and then with your other hand go in like that with the scissors, like chipping. No straight lines. So, you know, it looks like you've got both hands free over there, Liz. So if you, do you have any bangs by any chance?
Well, not
Can you pull your
really.
hair down?
Uh-huh.
And then can you put your hand underneath, not like that, but like on a real, like a flat, like, could you do that for me? Little
Like-
demo, like a flat, not lifting the hair up. Yeah, like just underneath. See that, Brian? Like just put your kids, get the bangs and lift the hair up on your hand so that the scissors and the cutting is happening away from the eyes, and go in and doing exactly what Liz is doing. Keep going, Liz, with that little bits of chipping like
Keep going
that.
with
Like
them scissors, girl. Yeah.
Should I get the scissors? Should I do this? No. I'm
Go.
not.
yeah, and then also when you're doing that, don't use any tension at all, because if you pull and pull and pull on his bangs, it'll pop straight up. So less tension. You know, try just combing all his hair forward on your hand like that, on your flat hand, and try chipping in like that. That'll help.
Cool, thanks. That's awesome.
And then you need to get special hair scissors, right? Not just use paper scissors.
It'd be great if you could, but some of you may not have access to it. So just do what you can.
Okay. Okay.
I have
And
a
Leo wants to
question
know,
about-
can,
Oh, no, go
can
ahead.
curly people have bangs?
You know, just in
Did you
general,
see his eyes? He was like, no.
just in general, I would say no to the bangs to the curly haired people during the pandemic, and wait until you get back to your stylist.
Okay.
Because remember how I said the tension, like you're pulling coat, it's just too much. Just if you've got curly hair, just for a while, if you can't get to the stylist, just push your hair to the side. And by the way, you guys, that's a really good tip for styling before a Zoom call. If your bangs are long, just style them off to the side a little bit, because that'll help even hide any regrowth. And by the way, side bangs or regular bangs in general, women, it's kind of like getting instant Botox. If you've got some wrinkles up there and you want to hide wrinkles, we're going all over the place now. It's getting wild with it. But if you don't want to get Botox and you want to hide your wrinkles, bangs are youthful. So again, like I said, I wouldn't be cutting curly hair bangs, but if you do have even a side swept bang is nice. Like if they're long, pull them off to the side. That'll cover any regrowth you've got going on. If you need your hair colored, or it'll hide some wrinkles, and you won't have to cut them if you push them off to the side.
And then hair scissors, does it matter? Is there like a brand, or just anything labeled a hair scissor works?
You know, there are brands, but they're professional brands. I would ask your stylist.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say, I would ask the stylist. I'd say, hey, look, where can I get good scissors in town? And there is a brand. I will throw out a brand name called FAMS. And it's like Frank, FROMM, and they're pretty cool. And they probably have something available.
Okay.
So, and if you want, you can reach out to me later about that. Any
Okay,
questions?
now the question that I asked you as we were prepping for this is my husband is always like, hey, will you come shave my neck? And so now we have to do like the back part of the neck for the husband. So straight across, or do you do the little pointy thing? And then like how far down all the way to the shirt line? What's protocol?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I mean, a lot of the guys, I think, that are out there, it's nice if you can have somebody else cut the back of your hair. And if you do have someone in your life who can do that for you, even a pair of regular razor, like a regular, not a straight razor. That's a little scary. Don't be going with straight razors for this. But those electric razors, right?
Yeah.
Those are great, and they usually have on the back or somewhere on there an attachment. It's not even an attachment. You can just like press a button, and an edge comes up on those. In most of them, like on the Norelcos, there's a brand name for you. Go out and get a Norelco electric razor, and what you can do is the other person who's helping you with the hair, you should be able to do around the sideburns and everything, but that little thing will pop up, and what they can do is you can have them comb all the hair straight down in the bottom, and then they can kind of look and see where the hair stops growing. And so right around there is where the line is going to be. Like you can pretty much tell that the hair mostly stops here, and then there might be some strays below.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is build a nice line, but don't go too high. And again, sort of like with not too much tension, I'd rather you have a little bit longer, err on the side of long. And then from there on in, that's free reign. You can shave all that underneath there from there. And then absolutely just below the collar is a great way to do it.
Okay.
So just take it from there, and that same attachment or that same thing that's on the Norelco or any electric razor, that same thing, whoever's doing it, they should be able to shave with that. So you don't need a professional clipper, guys, to do your own edging around the hairline. You should be able to, yeah, manscaping. You should be able just to have that attachment and just go for it. But just don't go too high. And then around the edges, try not to go too high. Even in here, if it's a little bit longer, I'd rather you have that, because there's nothing worse than it looking too short. But the idea here also is to leave it a little rounded, also kind of in the same vein of the leaving it a little longer. You can leave it a little rounded, so it's not too pronounced. You don't want anything pronounced. Less is more. Less is more with cutting the bangs with tension. Less is more with cutting around here. You know, it's okay if you're a little bit, everybody's kind of wearing their hair a little bit longer anyway right now, I think, as a result.
Pandemic couture hair.
I mean, a lot of, oh, Nicole said something about my leave-in conditioner, and
yeah, so there's a lot of questions about product here, and I personally, all I have is shampoo, conditioner, and then get my hair highlighted every 8 weeks. I don't use anything else. What should I be using a deep conditioner?
Yeah, I think for everyone, especially moving into the winter months, Liz, I think it's a great idea. Shampoo, conditioner, and men and women, you can also use a leave-in conditioner. And I have a wonderful Marco Anti-Frizz leave-in conditioner. Anybody with any frizz in their hair, or guys with any curl or wave, or women with color and blonde highlights, the hair gets really, really dry with the curls or with the color. And you just need, really, oftentimes all you need is a good shampoo, conditioner, and a leave-in conditioner. That alone might be enough. But then if your hair is still dry, that would be a recommendation to do a deep conditioner once in a while. But I think a good shampoo, conditioner, and a leave-in conditioner is good. A leave-in is good right before a blow dry too, because not only can the leave-in be good on the days when you, remember we talked about curly haired people letting their hair dry naturally, just hide roots and all that good stuff. The leave-in is a good choice to plump up the hair, especially my leave-in, before you dry. It protects the hair before a blow dry, but it also allows the curls to form. So you can do a lot with a leave-in conditioner. And then if you want more fullness, you can do gel or spray and all that, but those are kind of like not need. They're more like a want rather than a need.
Yep.
Anne you had a good point, Anne. You want to explain that one?
So I have a lot of hair, and most products say won't weigh hair down. And I want to weigh my hair down, but I don't want it to be greasy or crunchy. And I know I'm asking a lot.
Can you tell me a little about your hair, Anne?
It's big and frizzy.
Okay.
It's
I mean, I gotta direct you immediately to my website.
Dry.
You got to go to my website, and you'll speak to the other ladies on the call, because it's the leave-in conditioner is just perfect for that. Mine does not weigh the hair down.
No, I want to weigh it down.
You just want it to not be big. You don't want your hair.
My hair is like this.
Yeah.
It grows throughout the day.
Try my leave-in. I think you might really like the way it helps the frizz. And more conditioner, kind of like what I was telling you about deep. You are the person that I would recommend using a shampoo, a shampoo conditioner daily, and a leave-in conditioner, and once a week do a deep conditioning treatment. Condition, condition, condition. You might even like a gloss or some form, which I have a gloss too, some form of a serum that helps to, because you said you want to weigh your hair down, and what that translates to is getting a little more of that, of oils, natural oils in your hair. So maybe not shampooing your hair as often. If you still want to go in the shower and shampoo your hair, and you don't want to shampoo your hair, you can rinse it and use a nice conditioner and not shampoo it. That might help. You could try that. But a gloss, a serum that's a natural oil, you want to watch out for mineral oils, because we don't ever want to be putting mineral oils in our hair. but a nice simethicone, which is or vitamin E oil, those kind of oils are nice for the hair. So a Marco smoothing cloths would be great. Essential oils are good also, but nothing with mineral oils, because you don't want to go out and get like products that like hot oil treatments, for example. They sound terrific and delicious for the hair, but then they end up weighing the hair down and you can't get them out of your hair. So I get the idea. Yeah, I totally know what you mean about wanting to weigh it down, because it sounds like your hair grows out like this. So shampoo, conditioner every day, leave-in conditioner, deep conditioning once a week, and maybe even a serum or a gloss to help calm down the frizz.
So
And
technical question, what actually is frizz? Is your hair actually changing? Is each like strand getting fit? What is it?
That is such a good question. And then I wonder if we should go in and talk a little more about the men too. But I'm open to whatever you guys want to talk about. As far as frizz goes, the hair is protein. Remember how I said to be eating more protein, whether it's vegan protein or animal protein, not using animal protein in your hair. I'm talking about diet. You want to get protein in your diet. Well, the hair is made of keratin protein. That's what it is. So when the outer layer of the hair is compromised, and by the way, that can happen all day long. Like, I think, was it Anne, that's her hair really opens up all day. The person in general, the one beautiful culture, many Asian hair cultured people have that beautiful, shiny, rich hair. The cuticle, the outer layer of the hair is closed and glassy and gorgeous. And then those of us with the curly hair like this, with the frizz, you're asking about frizz, it's open hair. So whether you're just going out in the wind, or whether you're going to blow dry your hair, color treating the hair, chemical straightening, or combing, brushing, all that stuff opens up the hair. So frizz is open hair, and we want to close it down and make it nice and smooth. And that's why I'm suggesting really good quality conditioners and Marco leave-in conditioner, and closing down the cuticle with some form of protein. Because you want to fill in those little holes in the hair. And once you fill those in, it's kind of like potholes on a road. You know how a road is really bumpy and there's holes in the road? The hair looks exactly like that. And so you have like these little divots in the hair, and that's what frizz is little holes where the hair is open, and that needs protein. It's going, fill me up with protein. And mine is collagen. I have collagen in mine, but you know, it also from the inside out, if you eat more protein, maybe you'll fortify your hair that way, but also adding protein to the surface of the hair, the right size protein. That's the other thing, is you don't want to use something with the wrong size protein, because then it might make your hair feel harsh. It's a long answer to a question about frizz, but I think
that was great. I learned something. That was awesome. There is a question about how often we actually should wash our hair.
Somebody mentioned cheese is protein. That's true. I mean, cheese has a lot of protein in it. How often should we wash our hair? You know, I asked this. I stay in touch with my chemist who develop my products with me, and I stay in touch with my dermatologist community too, because we need to view this also. I'm not a doctor, but I need to stay close with medical. And the dermatologist literally said to me the other day what I just said a few moments ago to Anne, which is feel your own hair out. And if you would, some people shampoo every day and they're happy with that. Technically speaking, if you have color treated hair and you want to preserve the color, shampooing every day might not be necessarily the best way to go. So maybe skip every other day, try that. And like I said to Anne, you can get into a shower and you can still rinse your hair with water, but not shampoo it. And just use a nice smelling conditioner and get out of the shower and style as you normally would. But I think it's kind of like up to the individual. The one thing I will say though, as a general rule, there's a lot of products out there that are like shampoo conditioner combos or different types of cleansing agents. And I think the main thing for us to remember is once in a while, you do have to use a regular shampoo. You can't use like dry, for example, like dry shampoo. Dry shampoo is great. It's got a purpose and it helps thicken and style the hair, but it doesn't really replace regular shampoo. So I would say try to get shampoo in when you can and do it a couple times a week, but maybe not every day.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned last time we met, we had a couple of people that were on the call with us that had gone through, like they had COVID, and some of the side effects were thinning hair or hair falling out or some changes there. And you mentioned that you have a new product now that could maybe address that.
Absolutely. A lot of us are stressed. Sometimes I think adds to just hair that's just coming out of the head. And I think also different hormonal problems can occur, especially with age as we mature. And I do think if you experience a good amount of thinning hair, it never hurts to go and get a good medical workup. Even if you don't really believe in the doctor, it might not hurt to know whether you're deficient in certain items. For example, thyroid. A lot of you may be sitting out there with underactive thyroids and not even know it. Hair loss goes with, there you go. Hair loss goes hand in hand. It's a potential possible symptom, side effect of low thyroid. So if you've got a lot of hair loss and it's not chemotherapy or anything like that, maybe ask the doctor for a complete thyroid panel. So there's a good piece of advice. But you also, as you said, Liz, I do have a new product. You can attack this hair loss from the outside too. I've got a new product called Marco Collagen Hair Reconstructor, and it does essentially help thicken thinning hair because it adds a lot of the protein to the hair. And whenever you're adding protein to the hair and you're reconstructing the hair, you're fortifying it, and you're going to fill in those holes and build the hair up and make it stronger. So check out my new collagen reconstructor too.
Does that also help with the frizz issue you were mentioning, or is it more an overall health thing?
It's more overall health, but a side effect, a good one of it, is that it would help with the frizz because that collagen is closing the hair down. We've had people that have purchased it. We just launched it a few weeks ago, and they're writing back, "Oh my God, my hair feels so good right after I use it." So, and that whenever you're going to close that hair down and get rid of those holes, you'll get rid of the frizz. You'll help.
The hose too.
Yeah, and you can get rid of the hose too. You know, the hose have frizz, right? So you gotta frizz. Oh my God,
good in your life. And then
Well, I
we
know.
have 3
Go ahead.
minutes left.
Yeah.
I just wanted, give us the Hollywood gossip here. What celebs kind of roll through your doors?
Awesome. Happy to answer that. Do you guys remember, the Brolin family? You're familiar with James Brolin? He's been a client of mine for many years. He's an older guy now. He's been a client of mine for a long time, but he's one of the guys that I've been working on forever. I also get to see John Cougar Mellencamp as well.
He doesn't go by Cougar anymore, does he?
No, but I say that so people know who he is. John Mellencamp. And he lives in Indiana, so I don't see him all the time. But he's a great guy. And other people like supermodel Carol Alt, she's been a client of mine for a long, long time. Does anybody watch Young and the Restless also? It's been on forever.
Yeah.
Tracy Bregman's been on that show for years. She's a good one. And speaking of, I want to, for some reason, I'm dying to leave this tip because I don't want the guys to feel like they've been slighted in any way. But remember I mentioned my leave-in conditioner and we talked about frizz. A lot of you guys might be wearing a mask and then you might be wearing a beard underneath. And just take a little bit of leave-in conditioner and put it in your beard. See how that feels.
Oh.
I wanted to mention that. And Movember, we're in Movember. So there's that
How long does the beard need to be to benefit from that conditioner?
Any length.
Any length. Okay.
Yeah. If you just have if it's just right next to your skin, you may not want to put globs of the leave-in, especially my leave-in right on your skin. But at the same point in time, my leave-in actually does have most properties similar to skincare. So even if you get a little and you leave a little on your hands or on your skin, it's okay. But really,
Leah had mentioned that to support her husband doing Movember, she's not shaving her legs, so she can use this on her legs now.
Yes. I just put in the chat that it might make you more cuddly and less prickly, so you should try that.
Hey, listen, we're all about closing down those cuticle layers and softening, whether it's on the legs or on the arms or on the face. You want it, right? We want it to be softer and right.
Welcome, ladies. Support your men.
It's so good. Well, we know we want to keep you on time, Marco, and you have places to be, but thank you for joining us today.
It has been such a pleasure, and I love this particular group. I don't know, you're so much fun and you attract such good people. And if anybody has any questions, I'm going to give you my phone number. You can call me. It's 310-967-0999, and check out my website and feel free to reach out anytime. It's marcopelusi.com. And if you're in LA, call me, come see me.
Yes. Oh my God. How cool is that? We could be like, Here we are in LA with our celeb stylist, and then we'll feel all cool. It's perfect.
Well, and Tui just joined our team, and she's in LA, so she's gonna have to come see you, Tui. I'm gonna put you up in spotlight so you can say hi.
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 Hey, you gotta come see me. It's kind of stinky now because we can't just like, nobody can walk in and say hi anymore. You know, you kind of like gotta let us know, but call me anytime and we'll arrange a time for you to come and see the salon.
I would love that. I'm usually there for sample sales on that street. And so.
Nice. Are you in LA?
Yeah, I actually lived in WeHo up by Tower Records on Horn.
That's where
across
you
the
are?
street. Well, because of COVID, I said I'm moving my butt to Venice Beach and I need that beach life. So I'm in Venice Beach right now.
Good for you. Well, hey, listen, next time you're going to be up here, let me know.
Okay, will do.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you
You guys, thank you so much.
Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you all next Friday. Where are we going? We're going to Kenya next Friday, I think.
Kenya next Friday.
So we'll see you then.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Be
Marco.
safe. Be safe.
See you guys.
Bye.